Philotanic here with another replay cast from Artifact Cup 39 featuring Masque of the Red Death and Noneyadambus on Torn Crater. And starting on the top or bottom side of the map, we'll call it in the red and black Galcian carrier, it is Masque of the Red Death.
Course set.
And her opponent on the other side of the map. On Torn Crater, once we hit that reveal all button, in the blue and orange Galcian Crater, it is Noneyadambus, or I'm just going to call him Noni because that's going to be a lot easier. Let's turn the UE back on, go to production, and take a look at what all of our players are doing. Masque is going for a eco opener.
Salvager online.
Going for 2 salvagers to disrupt the bulkhead. She is also going into sand skimmer fabrication, so it looks like she wants to get some harassment going before going for the yeah, here we go. Production cruiser coming up over on the left-hand side of the map. So going to go for some skimmer harass. The question is, will Noni be able to handle that? Already going into a fast AAV fabrication. I'm not sure if that's because Noni saw this with probe, and it looks like no, just going straight up into fast AAV fabrication. So guessing correctly for what's going to come from the aggression coming from Masque of the Red Death over here. 2 skimmers out for Masque, and they're going to come over this way. Maybe get some kills in before the AAVs come out. We'll have to see. There they come. The salvagers actually have a lot of health compared to the damage that the sand skimmers do early, so they might only be able to get 1 before this armored assault comes and cleans things up. But it looks like Masque is going to stay here. We'll pick off 1 salvager, and I'm trying to go for 2. Good micro by Masque, trying to keep them out of the way from the armored assaults. That salvager looks like they'll be safe. Masque is already retreating back with the production cruiser. Still trying to get a few more kills with these sand skimmers, but I think, especially coming in range of the carrier, all of these 4 armored assaults are going to be able to clean that up just fine. So this early aggression from Masque is not really paying off here in terms of RU killed. She's still sticking around, going for it again. These 2 skimmers coming in against 4 armored assaults aren't really going to help at all.
Sand skimmer advancing. Course verified.
So let's check what Masque is deciding to follow up with. Another production cruiser along with the 2 more salvagers. She is going to get an artifact behind this, but does need to start researching something to deal with those armored assault sand skimmer rating. While increasing the speed of sand skimmers will be good, that's not really going to push back this armored assault push that's coming out from Noni here. And Noni right now, knowing that they're only going against sand skimmers, no reason not to continue with that. Masque is going to very quickly find out about these incoming armored assaults. There, she should know about them now. Those skimmers are all going, or mostly going to get cleaned up. Masque needs to pull back this production cruiser, sending out the sand skimmer. Not going out there.
Carrier systems ready.
Masque needs to get some more RUs to be able to get the assault ship fabrication or railgun fabrication. Otherwise, this is going to be a very quick match. Now, one thing she could do is, while Noni's armored assaults are over here, they are not protecting their base. So Masque could try to bring these skimmers around. We're able to kill the LAVs. Instead, they're coming back
Strikecraft
to defend,
destroyed. A base runner is taking damage.
Advance.
which I don't think they're going to be able to clean up these armored assaults. These armored assaults are just too heavily armored for the sand skimmers to deal with, especially
Advance out.
without any damage upgrades and armor upgrades to keep the skimmers alive. They're just going to continue to die. These skimmers should have tried cycling back up and getting rid of these salvagers, at least buying Masque some more time to get these railguns out. Instead, they're just going to get blown up. There goes that base runner. But Noni is getting incredible value out of these 4 armored assaults right here.
Light attack vehicle.
Let's go check and see what Noni is following up with.
Green marker. Light
So
attack
far,
vehicle rendering
going
complete.
into support cruiser, going to go
New
fully
course set.
saturate. 4th
Light attack vehicle rendering complete.
has
Assault
the
railgun capacity online.
it has a full production upgrades and also the rails. And the assault cruisers are going to come around to this side and try and do some damage over
Light
here.
attack moving.
Meanwhile, Masque is retaliating by moving the skimmers up over on this side, which probably should have happened earlier. Might be able to pick off a couple of these railguns
Noted.
if she's good on her targeting. But I have to keep an eye on both this over here
Heavy
and
railgun
the
online.
armored assaults, which are stopped and are not moving in. They need to keep on going into Matt's base, but all the action does appear to be coming on this side of the map.
Position set.
Hostile scanner spotted.
Masque is aware of the railguns, so I'd like to see her target those railguns just to get some decent value out of these skimmers.
Defense alert. Support cruiser
And then
spotted.
Noni needs to bring in this armored assault over here.
Strikecraft destroyed.
She's just going straight for the economy. If she's going for the economy, it might be better to go over here, out of the way of the carrier, as more armor assaults will be coming out of the carrier there. Should be able to pick up this railgun, and then maybe pick up that salvager.
Power out.
Check out over on this side, these armored assaults are getting ready to come in. Masque doesn't know about them bringing their heavy railguns the wrong way. Need to turn the heavy railgun around to take care of these armored assaults along with the 2 others, but Masque is deciding to go for all out. Unfortunately, these 3 heavy railguns aren't going to be able to take care of
Light attack vehicle.
the forces that Noni has over here, and Masque realizing that she needs the heavy rails back home at her base, bringing them back in. Noni needs to throw out some good smokes here
Vehicle rendering complete.
and use the terrain to their advantage.
Railgun is being engaged.
New position.
Some smokes right there would have helped at least save one of those armored assaults while getting into range where they could kill the
Strikecraft
heavy
destroyed.
railgun.
Salvager is in contact.
So unnecessarily losing some of those assault rails, but Noni right now is ahead enough that it doesn't really matter. We'll see if Masque is able to pull something out of her hat here.
Command heated. Heavy railgun online.
But the situation here, 3 resourcing locations for
Course verified.
Move.
Noni,
Charge point
just as I say that,
Advance out.
to Masque 2. Masque should be able to clear up these armored
Destination
assaults
locked in.
once they get into range.
Ready.
That's some veteran armored assaults that are going to be lost. Could have used some smoke here too to get them over the side of these dunes here and save
Course
them.
center.
But just some micro mistakes there from Noni. Micro like that is hard
Advance underway. Salvage
sometimes,
construction
and your mind is
Set
elsewhere.
charges right there.
Masque going to get her
Carrier systems
3rd,
ready.
going
Command
into
verified.
heavy railgun range calibration. Hasn't gone into any armor upgrades. Also, isn't going into missile ship or honor guard cruiser. Yeah, Noni is worried about air attacks coming out from Masque. Noni's going to support cruiser anti-air and also has researched
Heavy railgun is
The-
on charge array.
missile batteries. Camera's getting
Rally
stuck on
position
the
SSU target.
mountains there. Masque
Carrier
is
systems
has a
ready.
decent force
Railgun
despite
calibration
losing all of
attachments
that
offline. Rally position marked.
production at the beginning. Units killed here. We can see Masque 3-to-1 ratio lost in the CUs here. But she doesn't look that far behind in terms of units on the field. Yes, definitely a little bit behind, but not completely out of the game just yet. Masque going into some assault ship fabrication, and Noni going into the assault cruiser along with power level 3. Noni also has a bunch of LAVs coming out, and Masque does not have the skimmers to deal with them. And this is where Noni's advantage on the field looks like it's going to manifest itself.
Vehicle online. Armored craft fabrication online.
These LAVs are going to come in here, and they're going to have
Ready for
this
dispatch.
production cruiser should be able to pick it off pretty easily if in fact that is what Noni decides to do with them.
Destination locked in.
Railgun taking fire.
Or taking out these heavy railguns, also good use of value. No production from either of our players right now.
Heavy railgun destroyed by enemy forces.
Yep, those heavy railguns are done. These 3 sand skimmers aren't going to be enough to keep this base runner alive, so Masque is going to retreat the skimmers and hoping that Noni goes against the base runner, but Noni isn't. Meanwhile,
Down.
it's relieved only action. Noni could be making this into a double prawn attack by bringing these armored assaults over here. Masque bringing up her carrier to help deal with this, researching power reserves level 1, just behind from throwing away too many skimmers in the early game. Those skimmers aren't going to be able to take care of the LAVs, so now Noni has almost complete control of the map, bringing their carrier up, but now Masque has some assault ships. Should be able to deal, or at least hold off these LAVs. Well, the LAVs have armor, but they don't have damage. So, a few of these assault ships will be able to push back the LAVs, and a lot of those LAVs are going to fall.
Destination locked in.
A base runner is under
Needed to
attack.
delay the attack a little bit from Masque, if possible, to get these armored assaults out. Well, now she does have a decent number of armored assaults going into assault railguns and armored assault ships. Once again, Masque does seem to have the advantage on the field in terms of the number of units, but what is Noni putting all their money into? That is the question. Not doing any sort of research right now.
Destination locked in. Fleet capacity upgrade.
Okay, there we go. Production assault ships. Assault cruisers, sorry. I'm not sure how assault cruisers do against assault ships. I think assault ships beat them, but I'm not entirely sure about that, so it looks like we will find out in the not too distant future. A couple of LAVs coming back over here from Noni to do some harass. Masque is going to escort this base runner back in.
Base runner moving to destination.
Masque definitely has the upper hand here with the assault ships, along with the 2-3 assault railguns over
Armored ship ready.
Noni's armored assaults, but there is the assault cruiser in the back here. 2 assault cruisers coming out. 3 assault cruisers from Noni. That's where all their money went. 3 assault cruisers and some assault ships against a more conventional fleet from Masque of the Red Death. So it'll be interesting to see how this army composition fares up against each other, because that is a lot of firepower from these assault ships, assault cruisers, against the assault ships, and they are going to do decent damage against the rails. The armor from the assault ships isn't going to hold, because there are just too many assault cruisers. So they need to bring the rest of their army up along with the assault cruisers, because if Masque had a few more heavy railguns, we'd be able to take out some of these assault cruisers. 4 assault cruisers coming out from Noni. Masque needs to get a bunch more of these heavy railguns in order to hold off this upcoming assault from Noni.
Heavy railgun in service.
Carrier active.
Going for honor guard cruiser fabrication.
Destination
But
locked
here
in.
comes the assault cruisers. 4 of them,
Scan log established. Tracking targets.
along with some
Defense
armored
alert.
assaults
Enemy
and
armor
railguns
inbound.
mixed into the fleet.
Railgun active.
Masque needs to keep these heavy railguns far back.
Assault railgun online. Artifact extraction team en route. Move. Contact imminent. Honor Guard cruisers now available for production.
A base runner is under attack. Hostile
Let's see, Masque is going to go and try and save the base runner, but that means that she's going to pull out of position
Destroyed.
her entire fleet. Probably should have just moved these units to deal with it.
Carrier online. Awaiting directive.
Getting some skimmers out, but that means that Noney is going to be able to put the assault cruisers into position, and they're going to get out of sight
Railgun
from these
hostile fire.
heavy railguns, and then they're going to be able to run straight into the entire blob
Armored craft
or
taking
fleet
fire.
of Masque.
Assault railgun.
Be able to take out one heavy assault cruiser, maybe 2.
It's verified.
But unfortunately, when you're fighting against 5 assault cruisers, 2 isn't going to cut it. It needs to take out this 3rd. Masque doing a decent job here,
Sand skimmer under fire. Salvager taking fire.
but too many assault cruisers just going to muscle their way through.
Armor prime. Ready.
Needed a few more heavy railguns here, bringing the carrier up.
Assault railgun destroyed.
May get the 4th assault cruiser, if I'm counting correctly.
Armored craft
Gets the
lost.
artifact in.
Artifact extraction confirmed. Vehicle returning for decommission. Enact decommission protocols. Armored ship.
Carrier here should be able to clean up the assault cruisers, but that's a decent number of rails here.
Carrier under attack. Craft in area respond. Carrier
Could put a little bit of a hit against Masque forces here. What does Noney have coming behind this? Noney doesn't have any production now. Unfortunately, we can't see how much income Noney has right now, but I have to imagine they have a decent stockpile and they're focused on microing this army here.
Vehicle online.
Alert. Carrier hull at 75%.
The carrier hull from Masque falling,
Repair systems online.
the railguns shooting the honor guard cruiser. This honor guard cruiser coming out at just the right time. Needs to be on the other side of the hill so it can fire. It's a little bit of missed micro from Masque right now, realizing her mistake. Bringing up, needs to pull back the carrier here. Put full power into carrier engines.
Operator, get us moving.
A base runner is taking damage.
Alright, carrier is saved for now.
Target location marked. Moving to destination.
And now
Destination base
Masque
runner lost.
really continuing to go into this assault cruiser
South
right here. It doesn't have anything to save
Course
the
mark.
railguns from the skimmers. These skimmers should be able to take care of all the railguns unless they get into the protective range of the assault cruisers,
Defense alert.
because it does not
Arctic
look
assault
like
cruiser
they
detected.
are microed correctly, focus firing, so these assault cruisers will save the rails.
Destroyed.
Probably could have got at least 1, if not 2 more railguns down.
Construction units.
Armored craft under attack.
Yeah, Masque want to pull back these assault ships. They don't quite have the armor to deal with it.
Course set.
The honor guard cruiser
Armored craft has been lost.
splash damage isn't going to be as useful
Hostile railgun
to large
inbound.
single targets
Railgun under
like
fire.
these
Defense
assault
alert.
cruisers.
Honor guard cruiser under
Masque
fire.
needs more
Defense
heavy
alert.
railguns.
Cruiser has been engaged. Alert. Carrier
Doesn't have
taking
anything in
fire.
production, doesn't have a lot of resources, to be fair. Both players have almost mined out entirely with their primaries.
Armor moving out.
Maneuver assigned. Defense alert. Honor guard cruiser.
Honor
has
guard
been
cruiser
destroyed
gets
by
destroyed a
forces.
little bit too close to these assault cruisers, potentially also in range of the heavy railguns.
Observing
Masque
target
bringing
on
her
horizon.
carrier up to try and deal with this. Going to be able to push things back. Noney's going, I think, a little bit too hard into these assault cruisers. Going for a couple assault cruisers and then a bunch of rails. It seemed like the better army composition to me. To be fair, I'm not the best player of Deserts of Kharak, but that's what I would do in this situation. Masque almost can get another assault cruiser if she targets correctly
Heavy railgun online.
with the heavy railgun.
Carrier hull passing 75% integrity on
Moving her carrier too close into the assault cruiser's line of fire. There we go, this Well, the railgun's still not quite targeting the correct assault cruiser.
Railgun destroyed by enemy forces. Red alert.
It gets cleaned
Carrier
up.
hull at 25% integrity.
Assault cruisers may be able to take out Masque carrier here.
Offline. Carrier weapon systems offline.
For the coward, there is no life.
And that
For the
will
hero,
be game.
There is no death.
Interesting game here on Torn Crater between Noneyadambus and Masque of the Red Death. If you enjoyed this replay cast, hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a message in the comments. Philotanic signing out.